Hey there everyone, this is Michael Dougal, your Toronto real estate resource with eXp Realty, and during this video today I'm going to entirely update you on the real estate numbers in the Greater Toronto Area. Really exciting because we have all the data extracted directly from the MLS for the month of April, and during the month of March what we saw was a slight decrease with the price, but just exactly what happened during the month of April and what are my predictions moving forward. That's what we're going to go over in this video, and if you are new to the channel you can consider subscribing, and if you're considering buying or selling then call me, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram where I'm often sharing off-market properties and a lot of insights about our real estate market. And what we're going to do is jump into this very first chart here where we can see the Greater Toronto Area numbers on a month-by-month basis. So we have the number of sales, the number of active listings, the months of inventory, looking at the average price, and DOM, of course, which stands for days on market, which is how long it takes for a property to sell after it comes to the marketplace. So first, let's take a look at the number of sales, and this was one of the biggest eye catchers when you look at this data. It's the fact that these sales were only at 8,008 during the month of April, and that's far less than what we had in March, almost about a 20% decrease. Whereas usually in the month of April, we have more activity, we have more listings, we have more sales. It's normal that we have the spring market as purchasers buy a property so that they can be situated into the new home for the summertime and they can have their kids in school for the new school year. However, what happened here was we can see the number of sales significantly down. We have to go back to January to see numbers this low. And if we look at the number of sales last year, it was 13,613. So exactly what is contributing to having these lower sale numbers? Because if we look at the number of active listings, surprisingly, there's far more active listings than there were last year in April, yet, of course, lower number of sales. So what this is definitely telling us is that the market has seen some sort of shift, which we talked about in my videos during the month of March. However, now the numbers are a lot more noticeable in that we can actually see some information that tells us that the market is definitely more advantageous for buyers than it was several months ago. Going back a few months ago, we can see in January there was just over 4,000 active listings. So now we have 3 to 4 times more active listings than what was so back then, which now leads to our months of inventory, and that shows exactly that. It shows the ratio of sales to active listings. A low MOI suggests that it's more of a seller's market, and a higher MOI suggests that it's a buyer's market. However, in the Greater Toronto Area, for the past 10 years, we have really been a seller's market in comparison to some other real estate markets outside of Ontario and across North America. Anything they say lower than 4 is definitely a seller's market. And so what we're seeing now is you would still call us a seller's market, although it's not as optimal as it was back several months ago. And if we look back at the data, like in December, we had months of inventory of only 0.54. So now our months of inventory is at the highest point we can see over the past year anyway, at 1.64, which definitely tells us that the market has somewhat shifted. Again, still very healthy though. And looking at the months of inventory, it has been very low the past 6 or so months. November, 0.67, December 0.54. So what this tells us is that if you were to put a property on the market, there is a chance that it could sit on the market a month, perhaps 2, which makes it really important that you price your listings correctly, especially if you're one of the more higher price points. We're seeing in a lot of areas listings over $2 million are taking a little bit of time to sell, or they're being listed and then they're coming off the market, and that the seller has maybe decided to list it at a later point when the market could be a bit better. But for the majority of listings like that are priced between $1 million to $1.4 million, expect that they will sell over asking price. We're seeing that's happening with about 80% of active listings right now. As you can see over here, we have the list price on the left-hand side and the sold price on the right-hand side, and clearly the sold price is higher than the list price for the majority of properties over here. Taking a look at now at the average price, and here we can again see clear proof that the market has somewhat shifted in that the average price has slightly declined. In March it was 1.3 million, now it's 1,250,000, and these numbers were the same as what they were, you can say, back in January when our average price was $1,240,000. But what people really need to understand is that our average price right now is significantly higher than what it was 12 months ago. So although the market may not be appreciating anymore, these average prices are definitely higher. You're looking at selling your property for more now than what you were selling 6 to 12 months ago. It's just simply that new records are not being broken. If you look at a particular sale and you think, okay, I might be able to get more than that property which sold on my street because I have slightly more updates, we're not necessarily seeing that happen. If that sale happened back in February, and now taking a look at our days on market market was 11 during the month of April. In March, only 8. February, only 9. January, it was at 13. So just like the average price has kind of returned to where it was in January, the same thing happened with the days on market when it comes to comparing January 2022 to April 2022. And if we look at April 2010, it was 10 days on market. The days on market doesn't really tell the whole story, because what we have is we have some listings which are selling in days, and then we have some listings which are selling in 30 to 45 days, or they're not selling at all. And in this next chart here, what we're taking a look at is how the average price has changed for different property types, from detached homes, semi-detached homes, townhouses, and condo apartments. And one of the biggest surprises here is how significant the condo appreciation has been compared to detached homes. Whereas if we looked at this data several months ago, we noticed that our average price change for detached properties was higher than 25%, and condos had only experienced maybe 10 to 15% of appreciation. But what's now, it seems a lot more spread. Detached homes have appreciated by 17.5%, semi-detached homes have appreciated by 17.8%, townhouses have appreciated by 18.8%, and condo apartments have appreciated by 14.1%. Really great to see, because very often people say, Michael, what am I best off purchasing? What kind of property style is going to experience the most appreciation? And what this data tells us here is that it's very unpredictable, but one thing that may be guaranteed is the fact that if you are to purchase something now, it will be at a higher price point there sometime in the future, especially long term. And that's shown over here in the 5-year historical average price. What we're doing here is we're comparing April 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022. And by isolating to the month itself, what we're doing is we're taking into account the seasonal fluctuations. And we can see here our average price really didn't change too significantly, or change at all, from 2018 to 2020, but look at that big spike from 2020 to 2021, breaking the $1 million mark and having our average price $1,091,000. And then in 2022, of course, right now, $1,254,000. Sure, it's not between 1.3 and 1.4 like it was in February or March, but what's so is we can definitely see a noticeable increase, and this should give you the confidence that you can go ahead, buy real estate, and wait. Don't wait until you buy real estate. And if you did get value from this video, then consider subscribing. Of course, if you have a home to sell or you're looking to purchase, then call me, because I guarantee you that my customers get excellent service and state-of-the-art innovation helping them out through the process. And if you are an ambitious real estate agent looking to connect to see what EXP and my training can do for you, then be sure to reach out to me. You can call me, or you can book a time to speak with me directly on my Calendly, which you'll see in the description box below. And then, of course, be sure to follow me on Instagram, where I'm sharing market updates and insights and predictions every single day. You'll likely find that helpful, and I will look forward to seeing you all next time.